Hello. So I just wanted to play with makeup today because I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a background. So I'm a preschool teacher on Long Island. I'm just getting my voice back from having a stomach virus. Not sick. So if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. So the background is I'm a preschool teacher on Long Island, and as of this morning, there is a mandatory 2-week school closure for every single school in Nassau County on Long Island. So that involves me, includes me. So I will be home literally doing nothing, watching TV, Netflix for the next 2 weeks, starting tomorrow. And then I go a week back, and then I have Easter and Passover break. So it's totally crazy that this year is happening like this. I never thought this coronavirus would get this crazy and out of control, but this is where we are. So I'm going to make the best of it. I figured I'm just gonna do like a shit ton of videos, post them, play with some makeup, old makeup, new makeup. I just got this in my FabFitFun box. It's really cute. It's highlighters and contour. You can see I played with it a little bit. I got some new products that I showed you that I did already play with. I'm just basically gonna play with makeup and have fun. I'm gonna play with stuff that I have. As you can see, I have a shit ton of makeup. I'm just gonna play with stuff. I have some foundations I don't really use that often. I'll tell you guys literally everything I use, every step I do. I'm pretty much gonna skip over probably the longer things like brows, because my brows can take me like 20 minutes if I'm having a not cooperative brow day. So I'm gonna put some primer on, foundation, concealer, and then I'm gonna skip around, but I will tell you everything I do, everything I use. Let me know what's going on with you guys. I know there's not many of you watching, but I really appreciate the ones that are showing me love, because I'm really trying to make a good makeup channel. I just love makeup and I want to share my passion, and hopefully, one day if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I'm a teacher. It's not the end of the world. I mean, I would love to, but anyway, getting off topic. So I'm going to jump into moisturizing, primer, and then I'm going to show you the foundation and concealer. Okay, so I just moisturized. Ignore my eyebrows, I'll explain. So first thing I did was I moisturized with my Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, giving that a try from the Ipsy box. Then I did my Tatcha, and I did my Becca Brighten, the Brighten and Blur Primer, which I love. I have a big new one sitting there waiting for me. Okay, and then I did my brows first, because I figured sometimes it's easier when you just do your brows on bare skin. So I did them first, and then I just outline them in foundation, not concealer. So right now I am going to do my new little trick of putting powder. Let me grab my powder. I'm using the Fit Me in light medium. So I'm just taking a little bit of powder in my cap. Let me get my powder brush in my cap, and I'm putting it on top of the primer. And you could do this like a number of different ways. Just in everywhere that I need it to really stick. So mostly my nose. Then I'm going to take a setting spray. I use a Smashbox Primer Water. I love this stuff. Casey Holmes, you know your shit, girl. Love that stuff. I just ate it. Doesn't taste as good as it smells. Anyway, let that dry. And then I'm going to take the tiniest bit of eyeshadow primer. I'm just using the e.l.f. one. And I'm putting that on my nose. Anywhere I really need foundation to stick, where it like slips around and slides around on me all day. So my nose would definitely be one of them. And now I'm just going to put a little bit of just like the tiniest dab, just whatever's left over on my brush. On top of that, I'm going to wait for it to dry, and then I'm going to move right into foundation. Sometimes I do it like in different orders. Like I know you're supposed to do moisturizer, powder, setting spray, then primer, but sometimes I mix it up because I don't always remember. Hold on, let me just fix this camera. There we go. Because I don't always remember the order that it goes in. So sometimes I mix it up, and sometimes my foundation will bunch. But hey, you live and you learn. And then I know I did it in the wrong order. So the foundation I'm going to use today is I'm going to use the Becca Ultimate 24-Hour Coverage. And I really love this foundation. I actually got it. This is a little, not really my shade. It's a little light. This is Vanilla. I ordered it in Buttercup, which is also not really my shade. But I figure if I mix the two together, I'll get like a nice combo. So I'm going to mix this today with the L'Oreal Infallible. And this This is in 445. I believe it's vanilla, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I just did 1 pump of that and 1 pump of this. Normally I end up doing 2 and 2, and I end up having a lot of foundation left over. I've been using my Clarisonic brush lately, but I'm going to start off with a brush because I kind of miss using a brush. So I'm just mixing that together, and I'm just going to basically put it all over my face just so I could see where I'm covering. And don't forget to go down your neck, because that is mucho importante. Because when you turn to the side, if you have a foundation line, you look like shit, to put it mildly. And now to get in, this is why I always do my brows after my foundation, because it's like I never know how to like really get around them. But I think if you're just careful with a brush, you can do it. It's just like sometimes hard, and sometimes I end up messing up my brow, so that's why sometimes I like doing it after the foundation. Excuse me, let me get that hair out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to take my Real Techniques sponge with whatever's left on the thing, on my acrylic, and I'm just going to go and just bounce it, first of all, to soak up any extra, because I tend to use a lot of foundation, so I always have to go over it with a sponge because we don't want to look cakey. So I do this, and then I think I'm getting a pimple. Okay, so now the foundation is good. Okay, now today I'm actually going to use my ColourPop concealer that I forgot to use the other day. Sometimes I do contour first. Sometimes I do this first. It really depends. I think I'm going to actually do some contour first. So my contour, I use the Smashbox contour sticks. These things are amazing. Like, they're so good. I don't even know if they sell them a lot anymore. Some days I use the bronze color. Some days I use the contour color. When I'm going for like a lighter look, I'll use the bronze color because it's not as dark. And I just do like a few dots along my forehead. I do one under my chin, and I just outline my lips. Sometimes I do this on my nose. I prefer powder contour on my nose, but I'll show you guys just so you can see. I know I look crazy right now. Let me just get my contour brush. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Hello? Okay, well, here's this brush. I just got a brand new ColourPop brush. Okay, so sorry about that. I found it. And I'm so sorry. I promised you guys I was going to use this. You know what? I'll use just like a tad bit of it also to blend. And what I do is I just like boop right in there, and I'm just pushing back this contour color with it just to mix it in. And I'm going to go over with a brush. This is honestly such a good brush that I got for contouring from ColourPop. It really is so great, because it just really like puts the color on. It reminds me of the Huda Beauty brush for her contour stuff. And then sometimes, see, like on this side I have like a little bit more, so I'm just going to take a regular brush, my other regular contour brush, and I'm just going to buff that in. And this is like a very soft brush. It just like is very flimsy, I want to say. So I just buff it in. It seems dark, and yes, it can be scary, but see, gone. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in, and with this I just like go up and down. I usually would use a sponge for this, so that's actually what I'm gonna do. I just blend it together, and then I'm gonna really put concealer on top of it anyway. It's just for, you know, an additional little layer. And then for this, I brush it towards my lip. That's not the brush I would use. This is. So you just brush it toward your lip, and that one down into your lip. And down here, you just want to go side to side and just blend it in. So I really just go like all around the jawline, and I go a little bit forward on my chin, because the closer to your chin, the less like a double chin it looks. And That's what I'm going for. See the shadow? It looks less like a double chin. Okay, now I'm going to I'm going to use this for highlight too. And when I do another makeup tutorial on here, I'll be sure to only use that. I'm so sorry I forgot. But it really is a great palette. I love it. It's just I'm so used to my contour sticks that I really forget. So, okay, I'm going to put those away. So now concealer. So instead of concealer on my forehead, because I find it makes me dry, I'm going to do the highlight stick. So I just do like a down there. And I do concealer over these spots, over the nose and the chin. But I like to just do this first as like a little base. I don't do concealer on the forehead because that's a little bit too much. Because my forehead is the first thing that gets dry on me. Like when I started out with makeup, I needed like matte everything because my skin was oily. But now that I'm wearing makeup so much, I'm more matte, so I need more dewy and luminous stuff, so that's why I'm really heading in that direction. So I have ColourPop in 06 Fair, and yes, it is pink for me, but I love it. I think the color really just works out perfectly. I think I will end up getting another color, but this color, I'm gonna put a little on that pimple. This color does work out really nicely. Okay, and then I'm using my other ColourPop brush. I'm just going to brush that in. On the face, I do the brush, and then I hit it with the sponge on top. And here in a blend, I just blend it on the Cupid's bow, and then I go under my nose too, because that's a big area I need. Okay, and now we're going to do eyes. And you got to make sure you get into that corner up here, because that's very important. And I am going to take this on my lid also, being that I'm going to do eyeshadow. So I'm going to prime right now while I'm doing everything. Okay, I'm just going to blend out the rest of my concealer. And then I'm going to hop back on for blush, bronzer, and my eyes. Okay, so now I have most of my wet products done except for my blush, which it's a weird order to do blush first. But I'm going to try it because I want to see how it looks before I set everything. Because sometimes it does lift my makeup up, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to take a brush, and I'm just going to I put a little bit on my palette, and I'm just going to dip into it and then just like dip it out. And then we're going to put, and I'm going to go heavy because we're going to be covering this with highlighter, bronzer, all that. Because I want to be able to see it on top of, under all that. Really on top. But I just wanted to do it this way because I wanted to try and see what it would look like. Because sometimes, like I said, if I do it after I powder, it doesn't always look great. And lately I have not been setting my under eyes, and it's been working out great for me. So right now is when you guys would lightly powder your under eyes. I could do a little just to show. So I'm going to take my sponge and I'll lightly dip it in, and then I'm going to set right under here, just a little bit. I would not bake for sure, because then I look like I would peel. Because like I said, I used to bake a cake and all that, but now I get too matte and too dry. So there's that. And I want to actually make sure I set on top of my lids, because I did put concealer for my eyes. I haven't decided what I'm using yet though, but I have a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my new coconut bronzer. Love this fucking bronzer. It's just like the perfect color. And I was looking, so I got the Ofra bronzer from Ipsy. I was supposed to get the matte one. I knew I wouldn't have picked a bright one with glitter in it, but whatever. You win some, you lose some. So anyway, so now I'm going to take one of my new brushes. I'm going to go back to this one, the Luxie Tapered Face Brush. I love this brush. So I'm just going to go right here on the on like the back part, and I'm kind of going on top of the blush, which I kind of like, and I'm gonna go around my face just because we always want to look sun-kissed. Obviously, don't mind my messy hair. I did brush it today, even though it doesn't look like I did. I promise I did. It just, and I can see I'm getting a little pimple right there, couple right there. So tonight will be a mask night for me. Okay, and I'm going to take some and go under here. I'm just setting with the bronzer everything that I contoured. Okay, so cheeks look good. Okay, I would even maybe go over. I like to do this trick that Raw Beauty Christy does. She goes over the bridge of her nose and over here, and it looks great because you can still see all that blush. So I'm into that. Okay, so now what I would do is, how cute is this brush? The Pro Precision Tapered brush. This I'm just going to use for like a light powdering because I don't want a heavy powdering of the rest of my face, just to set everything in. So I'm going to go over it lightly, and I'm using Peach Perfect by Too Faced, one of my favorite powders. This and the CoverGirl banana powder, two of my faves. So I'm just going to take, let me get this bronzer. I also love. I also use it for contouring. So I use it on my cheeks and all over, and I use it for contouring. It's the Milani Silky Matte Sunlight in 01. So today I'm going to use it for contouring. So I'm going to take some on my Morphe M572 Great Nose Contouring Brush. And you just go all the way up in there and down. It just saves a lot of steps. It goes very easy when you want to contour your nose quickly. Look, that nose is snatched. I'm going to do a little more. Do a little more. Right under there. I add a little extra just to make the lip look extra pouty. You can do up here, but sometimes it makes it look like you have like a little bit of a mustache, so I don't really do that. And that's all for that. Okay, now we're going to get into highlighter. So I'm going to use the Tarteist Pro Glow palette. And I'm going to take my brush from Amazon, which is a copy for the Anastasia brush. And I'm going to go in Lit, which is right here. I'm just going to brush that on. It's like a very light, subtle highlight, like just like a subtle glow. I really love this palette. I got it in the FabFitFun box, and it was great. It's just like a subtle glow, because you can go from one extreme with that, and then I go to another extreme with Trophy Wife from Fenty Beauty, which is ridiculously blinding. So I'll just show you guys because I do love it. So I'm just going to take a little. I'm just going to pop it just on the highest part of my cheek. See that? And just maybe in the center of my nose. Just like a little bit, just to add like a cherry on top is what I like to do. So, okay. So now my face is pretty much done. Maybe I'll add a little bit more powder down here. My face is pretty much done. Everything is pretty good. I like the way everything looks. My contour, my blush, my highlight, everything looks good. Let me see if I change this light, if you can see me better. And I think that's the best it's gonna get. Either that or that. You can see a little, all right. Anyway, so now I'm going to go on to eyes. Now, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, so let me hop off, do a little brainstorming, and I'll be back. Okay, so I looked through all my palettes, and I kind of decided, I know I did this before, but I'm going to do an Honey look, because I love yellow, and I never really get to use it. And I think I'm also going to incorporate this Violet Voss, the Essentials, because it has that gold that I think I might be into. And then also, because I don't ever really use it, and I want to, the Fenty, because of those oranges and yellows. So, and also I wanted to show you guys from Amazon something I got, the left and the right winged eyeliner. So we're going to test that out also. Hopefully I don't fuck up my eyeshadow. Fingers crossed. Okay, I was going to do lips first, but I don't know what look I'm going for. I'm going for like a yellow, but I don't know what kind of yellow. So I can't really do my lips first. So I think we're just going to get into it. Let me just make sure you could see me well. Okay, so we have the Honey palette. If I can open it, which looks very pretty. I have a glitter glue coming in the mail, so from Beauty Bay. I don't know, I guess everything's really held up in shipping and all that. Or also it's coming from England, so that's probably why. So I don't know when I'm going to get that, but I got my eye brushes, and I'm going to start out with my new ColourPop brush that I got that I really like, which is the E2. I got my color switch here, and we're gonna get started. Okay, so I'm going to get started with, I'm gonna start with Stinger, because I think I want like, and I've already concealed and powdered my eyes. So I'm gonna go in, and I am going to highlight the brow bone in the inner corner with Trophy Wife, because it is like a very gold yellow highlight. And so now I'm just gonna blend. I'm going higher than my crease, and then I'm gonna take it very, very lightly, like a kiss above, because I don't like when there's shadow, nothing, and highlight. I want it to go all the way up there. So I'm just gonna go high with this, and then if I have to fix it later, I'll fix it later. But see how it goes all the way up and it's gradiently getting lighter? It's a very light color, so it's not the easiest to see. I'm not doing a crazy eye look here. I'm just going for like a neutral but fun, pretty yellow look. Okay, and now my next look that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try the technique that Casey Holmes does, where she does her eyes first and she puts tape to get that look, because I kind of just powder out and like brush my brush out like that, and I want to see how that tape look works. So I'm gonna try it on here for you guys, and we'll see how it works. But I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow or later, depends how bored I am. Like I said, I'm stuck home for the next 2 weeks. It's kind of bittersweet because like I love my kids. They're 2. They're so cute. I have the greatest assistant in the world this year. My boss is great. All the other teachers are great. It's a very small preschool. There's only 3 classes. I'm one of the teachers. There's 3 teachers, 3 assistants, 1 director who's rarely there, which is great. But I love it. And it's bittersweet, like I was saying, because I'm going to really miss my kids. Like 2 weeks of not seeing them, and also our year is like almost over at this point. So it's kind of like, it's weird. It's bittersweet. Like I'm happy that the disease will be like quarantined, and hopefully this will make no one get sick. But at the same time, is it really going to work? And the germs that are there, what's going to happen? I don't know. I have a lot of questions, but let's not get into that. Okay, so I did Stinger, and I love the way that looks. And just next, I want to go in with a little, I'm going to darken it up. So I'm going to go into Buzzkill. And I also want to make it yellow. So I'm going to go into Buzzkill and just like a boop of Sweet Spot. So here, and just boop. And we're going to really go, this is going to be in my actual crease. And I'm just windshield wiper back and forth, light pressure. And at the end, sometimes I do like a little, so I tend to hold my brush high up, even though you're not supposed to, even though I am applying a lot of pressure. I'm trying to get better with that. So I'm just going, because I feel like I have more control of where it goes. And then at the end, I just do like a little, I do like a swirly motion, just because I've seen Jaclyn Hill do it for the longest time. But you know what? It really does work. And then the swirl, and you just go, I don't know why I made that noise, but that's what you do. Just so it like, because I want it to look like I have like longer eyes, and then I know it looks harsh now. I'm going to totally, nothing looks good until you're done. Trust me. In the middle, it looks like shit. And then when you're done, you're like, oh, wow, this looks great. You just really wanted to trust the process. Gotta trust the process. I did it like 2 dunks, so like I really am blending out, but then I did 2 dunks. And like you could totally do a matte look and make this matte and just pop like a you could totally make this matte and just pop like an Oh Behave or Queen Bee on, sorry, Queen Bee is not matte, an Oh Behave or Totally Buggin' just on the lid. But that's not where I'm going with this. I want to do like a pretty, not crazy intricate, but more intricate look. Okay, so now that I have those layered colors, now I'm going to do the outer corner, the outer V, and I'm going to worry about the bottom after, because when I do them all together, I find I tend to rush the bottom, and I want the bottom to look just as good as the top. So I'm not going to rush it and do it all at once. So now I'm going to do the outer V, and for the outer V, I want a dark color. Let me see what color I'm going to go in with for the whole. Okay, so for the lid, I'm going to use like a brown. For the lid sparkle, I'm going to use like a brown gold. So I'm going to go into my Violet Voss Essentials palette and go into Cinnamon. And I'm just going to dunk my brush around. This brush is Duo Color. It's from Amazon. I don't know what number it is, but I happen to really like these brushes. And I'm just looking in a mirror over here because when you like squint up, I have a lot of wrinkles in my eyes and that doesn't help me apply shadow well. So I have to look down. So see, I'm kind of packing it on in the outer corner. And I'm going into the outer, I'd say third of the crease, just to blend it. And I'm just like brushing out. And it is gonna look messy. It doesn't look great right now, because I'm just packing it on right now. And you're just gonna blend it. It almost looks like I did the actual half of the eye, but it doesn't matter because we're going over it with glitter, so it doesn't matter really how much of the eye you do, because it's gonna end up being mushed together with the glitter. And the glitter that I'm using, don't get me wrong, you could do this whole look from the Oh Behave palette. I'm just trying to see what else I have and, you know, do a little more with the palettes I have, because I feel like I want to wear them more and I want to use more eyeshadows and be more creative and do more stuff. So I'm just using more palettes than I have to. You could do this whole entire look with the Oh Behave palette and it would look phenomenal. But I'm adding this and I'm adding the Fenty. When I do get that glitter glue, if I had it, I would do glitter glue and use what is this called, Palooza, even though on the back it says not intended for eyes, which I think is so stupid, because where else are you supposed to put it? Like your nose? It's ridiculous. So I'm going to use this color, which is Mirage in the Fenty Beauty palette, and maybe also a hit of Moroccan Ice. They're both like yellowish browns. This is Mirage. I'm sorry, not Mirage. Mirage. I'm combining them. This is Mirage, which is just like a brown with yellow duochrome glitter. And this is Moroccan Ice, which is that like kind of green glitter. I think I'm going to do a little bit of both. So first I'm going to go hit it with Mirage. I'm just putting it. I'm even going over, I would say about 2/3 of the eye is what I'm doing here. That actually looks really pretty. I might not even need the other color. When you do a swatch, it looks so much different than what it looks like when you put on your actual eye. Because when I just swatched this, it looked like brown with like a little bit of glitter, not much. But now it just looks like so much glitter and so beautiful. So that looks really pretty. I don't even think I'm going to hit it. Let's just try. Let's hit it with a little bit of which color is this? Moroccan Ice. So confusing. Jeez. I'm just in the middle over the two. I'm just gonna hit it with a little of the Mirage. This is more like a green gold, but I think it actually complemented the look and I think it looks beautiful. Let me see if I could turn this off if you could see it better. Anyway, trust me, it looks great. If you follow along, it looks great. Okay, so now I'm going to go with the lower lash line. I'm going to go back into the Oh Behave palette. I'm going into one of these Luxie brushes. Actually, I need a smaller brush first. Okay, I'm going to go into this tiny Luxie brush. It's a Luxie mini round. And I'm going to do the darkest color and because it's the tightest. So actually, I'm going to go into the Violet Voss, into the cinnamon color that we used. And I'm just going to go on the outer third, because you don't want to do it more. You just want it to look like a V right here. Like this is blowing right into that outer V. I'm doing it over here. And you just want to like go down and then up. You want to look like literally a V of the color on your eye. So it looks like it's literally like blown out, like, okay. Now I'm going to go in with my bigger brush. This is the mini tapered. Get rid of that. And I'm going to go in with, I'm going to mix Sweet Spot and Oh Behave, the two yellows, just because I want it to really pop. And I'm going over on top Cinnamon, and I'm going all the way to the outer corner. So I'm just blowing out the bottom. So cinnamon is essentially going to be spread all over. And you could see it doesn't look that bright because I want it to be a little bit more. So let me see. I'm going to go in with Stinger now. You know what? I need a bigger brush. I'm going to grab what brush do I want? I need like a medium-sized brush. I'm going to grab this e.l.f. brush, the e.l.f. blending eye brush, and I'm going to go in with Stinger. And now I'm going to hit it lower and just blend the whole thing. I'm not going on top. I'm going a little bit lower than where I put all those colors just now because I'm going to blend it out. And now, yes, I do have a lot of fallout because I did stupidly do all these fun colors on top of, all these glittery fun colors on top of, where's my powder brush? On top of foundation and all that, which was not really the smartest, but I'm just going to take a little bit of powder on my brush. You know what? I need a harder brush than this. I'm going to take a little bit of powder on my brush. I'm just going to brush up. Now, actually, I kind of like it when a little bit of the glitter falls out into my eyes because I feel like it just looks like everything's like just like sparkly and shiny, and I like it. And for this look, if I didn't want that, I would have done the eyes first, which I probably should have done. I just didn't realize how the Fenty Beauty eyes had a lot of fallout. So I do have some fallout on my cheeks. That's okay. I'm just gonna roll with it. Okay, so now I'm going to try these for you. I'm so sorry it's a long video. I really wanted to try these. So, okay. So there's a left wing and a right wing. You know what? First, I'm going to tightline my eyes real quick and curl my lashes. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. This video is so long. I just really wanted to take you through. So to save time, I did my highlight in the Trophy Wife and I did my inner corner in the Trophy Wife. I think this look looks fucking sick. Like, my eyes look so good. And now I really hope I don't ruin it with the liner. If I do, got lashes to cover it up. These are Dell 252s. I like these. They're very full and wispy. But my lips feel crusty, so I want to do my liner. So this is the Essence Soft Contouring in Big Proposal. And now this is almost a color. I'm swiping a little bit of the foundation off. Not a lot, just a little. Sometimes I have trouble with like the corners of my mouth. They get like dry and cracked. So I just usually put a little foundation or something there. Okay, so I'm lining my lips. I'm actually coloring in. And I don't really overline. I do the exact line on the top. And then I overline the bottom a little bit. Okay. And now I'm going to go in with Morphe and Virgin, which I love, is a recommendation from Jaclyn Hill. I was going to do a more pink, but I kind of like a brownish pinkish nude with this. And I always blot with my finger. And if I thought this was too much, I would go in with Jeffree Star's nude on top. But I actually really like this with the look. I think it looks good. Okay, now on to the liner. So I tight lined and I did my bottom liner with the Marc Jacobs Highline, I believe these. Highliner in black. I don't know what color it is. It's black. Okay, so I'm taking the right wing. Now, right wing, right eye. So this is going to point this way. Sorry, just give me a sec. I'm really trying here. Trying to do this on camera. So I'm just going to point that. Ooh, that came out perfect, actually. I'm shocked. Okay. Now let me not mess this up. Oh, I don't know how that happened. What happened here? The cap broke. Shocker. Oh, see my eyes tearing a little bit. So I'm just going to fix that. Sorry. And this liner isn't the greatest because it's actually, depends on what you like. It's a very stiff. Made that a little wavy. Made that a little funny. But for all intents and purposes, it came out good. Okay. Let me do, oh, I didn't get in here. So it's a good liner for what it's made for. Like, it's very stiff and it doesn't bend like the Kat Von D one. I'm gonna actually try that. Oh no, this is the Araceli one, which actually is also very good. Here's the Kat Von D. I'm gonna try to do the liner with this on this one. So it just takes like a minute to line it up. Perfectly. Oh wow, I'm actually very surprised at myself right now that I'm doing this on camera and it came out good. Wow. Okay, so now I'm just going to this one's a little bit easier to manipulate. Sorry, you can't see me. So that one was a little bit easier to manipulate on my eye and kind of drag it. This one's a little tougher. But take it from someone who sucks at doing wings. Like, these came out really, really good. And I don't do them well. I haven't played with this in a while, and I figured I'd do it on camera if anyone was interested. I don't really do wings a lot because my eyes tear a lot. And then once they tear, it fucks it up. But I would wear them if I could because I think they look so cute. And also lashes cover them up. So, you know. Okay, now my lipstick is dry. I'm going to take a little bit of the Diamond Milk Gloss Bomb from Fenty. Just in the middle. Just like that. Just so the sparkle matches. Okay. Onto the lashes. Okay, sorry. So I ended up doing one lash off camera because I had to trim them. I thought I trimmed them and I didn't. So these lashes are very cute. I'm into them. You can still see the wing. So I'm taking my House of Lashes glue and I'm just brushing it along the top. And my trick is I actually also have the House of Lashes glue in dark glue, if I could get it out, because they sent it to me because I ordered so many lashes. So what I do with the dark glue is I take it and I put it along my lash line where the lashes would go. And I let it dry for a few seconds. And this, I'm telling you, hold your lashes. This is the step that makes your lashes stay because it sticks to the inner corner and it doesn't pop up. I didn't do that with this side and I already feel it popping up. And that's a problem that I'm sure we can all relate to, is a popping up a lash. So I'm taking this, I'm securing the center, and then I'm going to secure the outside, and now the inside. Voila. It's so much easier when you put glue on your actual lash line. So much easier. So now I'm going to take mascara and I'm going to blend the two. I do it very gently. Blend my lashes into those lashes. I do it very gently, especially because it's not dry yet. And then I take my mini lash Discovery, and this is what I use on my bottom lashes, because I just want like a little bit of color. Nothing like crazy black lashes, because I want my eyes to really stand out for themselves. And I need a little boo-boo, so let me get a Q-tip. That was close enough to my lash line where I could have done it then. Okay, so this is the final look. What do you think? What do you think? Do you love? I love. I think it was a great makeup tutorial. I think the look came out great. I can't wait to do another one for you guys soon. Like I said, I'm stuck here for 2 weeks. Take that in. 2 weeks inside, not doing much. So I will be back probably tomorrow, do another look for you. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. Please subscribe. I love makeup. I know you love makeup if you're watching. We all love makeup. Let's play with makeup together. I love you for watching. Thank you, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.